How's it going, y'all? Back at the realist headquarters. Another hot one here in August. Here to give you another morning recap. All in all, as far as fishing, great morning. Had something bad happen to me. Well, I think it's pretty bad. Hasn't happened to me in years. My favorite reel, the one I use the most, completely submerged underwater today for a good 5 seconds. Saltwater and submerged reel, not a good thing. Good thing is I use pin, and I figured I'd point this out in today's recap real quick before I tell you how the fishing went. This reel was submerged. I came home, took the bell housing off, bell off, the spool off, sprayed it down, just water, put it back together, wiped it dry, put it back together. Just took, your spool off. That was it. I didn't get up in here, nothing. Okay. And that was it. So, in a few days, we'll see how she's doing. I'm thinking it'll be just fine because it's pin. May have to add a little grease to it that it might have lost when I sprayed it, but other than that, that's why I'll show y'all. Here's going to be a good example why I use pin. In a few days, I'll come back to this, and this reel, I guarantee you, will be just fine. But now let's get to the actual fish catching part of today's video. Alright, started the morning off with Topwater. First fish was about 3 or 4 cast in. Working a 3-4 inch Topwater, moderate speed, walking it side to side. Boom, hooked up, was about a 15-inch trout. Probably about, I'd say, about an hour later, I gave up on Topwater. So I hit through and through and through and through pretty hard on Topwater with nothing really other than that small trout. Bait was everywhere, like it's been for last month really. It's perfect now. Finger mullet are even out. So I caught me a nice good half dozen of them and one cast I threw on them. Not the best cast on the net, but ended up with 6 of them. But the LY was everywhere, so I threw on a corner of a school of one of them, got plenty of those. So we switched over to live bait because I was meat fishing today, which I don't do a lot. Meat fishing is where you keep your fish. You're doing a little grocery shopping, grocery fishing. So I wanted to definitely bring some home, which we did. So I wanted to get some mangrove snappers for Mom. I didn't really care what I got because I like fish, don't matter what it is. So I was good with trout. Redfish, was going to try to get redfish because it produced the most meat, because I do have my nephew coming over, maybe 2 of my nephews coming over. So if we do end up cooking fish, I wanted to have plenty. So got on the mangrove snappers right away. They're a dime a dozen, but a legal one is not a dime a dozen. They're like a unicorn. But I ended up with 4 that were over 10 inches. They got to be 10 inches in my area to keep. Ended up with 4 of them. All right. Then we moved down to the other dock where I caught a redfish that was just under 18. He was 17 and some change. So he went back in the water. But as I was reeling him in, I had him right by the boat because we were in the yak. I looked down and there was a nice, probably 24 to 26 inch, nice mid-slot red under him. So I tried to get him pulled away and unhooked as quick as I could to try to get on that fish or possibly another one his size, thinking maybe there was a few down there. So I threw back over there and ended up with some more mangroves. Caught 2 more smaller trout. Then went out, started fishing a little deep as it started heating up, seeing if I could get on a decent trout or red. and ended up getting into the Spanish mackerel. Caught a few of them. I ended up keeping one that was 24 inches, nice real thick one. I'm not real big on Spanish mackerel, not real big on Spanish mackerel fishing, so don't eat them a lot, don't catch them a lot, so figured I'd keep this one of them, throw it in the mix. So ended up with 4 mangrove snappers in the box with a big Spanish mackerel. Not a bad day at all. The wind started to pick up on me and it was hot, hot, hot. So I made my way back to the house. Can't complain at all. So out in St. Andrews Bay, you're gonna catch some trout, you're gonna catch you some reds, and the Spanish mackerel are busting all them baits out there that are out pretty much everywhere. About any flat you go to, I've seen LY. So get out there and fish. See ya.